This is the guy you hired. And this is where he is now. My name is Austin Arnold, and for the last 21 months, I've been a digital learning apprentice. I'm a filmer, an editor, photographer, designer, and more recently, a web page developer and social media assistant. But how did I get here? Last year, I made a video to summarise my first year in the business, and not to brag, but it kind of blew up on LinkedIn. And I've been asked to make this video to sort of detail my journey from start to now that I'm coming to an end of my apprenticeship and sort of my existing contract with the company. There will be a lot of similarities between that video and this one, but I've got a whole extra 9 months to talk about now. And even just when I was writing this one, it seemed a lot more personal, just about my own journey and progression from when I started to where I am now, rather than just my journey from where I started making videos way back when to where I am now. Despite this extra passing of time, it does still feel like I started last week. Sometimes these months do just fly by, and it still baffles me that I'm able to do what I do for a job. It's incredible. But I am always trying to push myself more, be more creative, try new things. So whether it's chats, videos, pictures, anything, I'm always trying to push that boundary just that little bit further of what I can do or feel comfortable doing. Whether it's different techniques, styles, methods, whatever it is, it's always trying to get that little bit more, just to get me either out of the comfort zone or just to progress that little bit further so I know another skill. Look at these videos that I do. You look at some of the early ones and they're not basic, but you can see just how far I've come along now. And that's not to mock what I did back then, that was the ability I had at the time, whereas now, take a look at all these edits and angles that I'm making. Run montage. What I want to do for this video isn't recreate stuff, but showcase everything that I've done. Because A, you've already seen it, you know I can do it, so it doesn't push me and develop me to be more creative and try new things. Those edits aren't necessarily basic anymore, but it's stuff that I've done in the past. Yes, okay, I have recreated some of those shots, but it's been out of comparison and homage rather than just pure laziness. You know, these new angles, new shots, pushing me to try different things it's what I look forward to, and it's what keeps me fresh in this job, is trying new things, new skills like photography, for example. I mean, yes, I'm talking to a camera right now in the same place I always do. Not exactly pushing boundaries, but there's only so much variation you can have with this sort of setup. It's when I cut away to what I've either done or to show projects that I try and push myself a little bit more. But I feel so much more confident now to push for new angles, new effects, to speak up in meetings because of the confidence I've grown to have through an amazingly supportive team. And that support from my team is honestly just never ending. And just to prove it, here's some of the comments of the team that have been there since I started.
Austin's role was brand new to Wilmot Dixon. We'd never had a digital apprentice before. The candidates were all asked to submit videos around particular questions. Austin's videos really stood out. He'd also thought about the topics that he was going to talk about and didn't pick a necessary generic or easy answer to the question.
Initially he waited in the wings, took instruction from us throughout the learning team and delivered things that we told him we needed.
My first impressions of Austin were probably, goodness me, he's tall, followed by, wow, he's young.
He was quite quiet and very friendly, but maybe a little bit unsure of what to make of what this new role was for him and what we were like as a team and getting to know us. But
obvious straight away that he had really good and valuable digital skills, and I know he continues to work on these.
And then after a few weeks, he's got so much that he can bring to Wilmot Dixon. You know, he had a whole new set of skills which was completely new to us and really exciting.
But gradually, and probably mostly through him sharing his personal reflection videos, he found his voice. And that's very much the case of where he is now. His videos are far more personal.
He's undertaken every challenge that we have posed to him, and you can really see the passion and interest in video making in the work that he's produced over the last 2 years.
But I think as he's come on and as he's progressed, we've seen a lot more of his personality and his creativity come out, and the way he contributes as well to the team has been really great and really progressed.
The biggest differences I've noticed were around the stuff that they don't teach you in college. For example, how to take a brief.
We were never really sure of how far we could push the limits, what it was that was possible.
Austin's quickly learned that people are not always very good at explaining what they want. Sometimes they don't even know themselves what they're after. So he's become really good at asking the right questions.
And through many projects and over time as well, he's been able to ask those questions at the beginning of a project, try and get more detail from us.
When you ask him to create a video now, he's suggesting ideas. He's coming up with different techniques from his apprenticeship that he can include in that video.
He's sharing his ideas much more openly now and really helping us to create some really great content which we wouldn't have been able to do in the past without some of his ideas, along with his technical knowledge.
His ideas are more Austin, and they sometimes land really well and other times they don't. But what Austin has managed to now do is really take great feedback and work on it and change and develop because of that.
And then he's also got better at questioning us when he's asking for edits or amendments, he knows those more detailed questions and how to probe us a bit further to get us to think about what it is that we actually want.
And people from the business are coming to us asking for Austin's work.
The other area he's become really good at is understanding how to get people to do what he needs them to do, by building relationships, being clear about what he needs and when he needs it by. And that's no easy feat when you've started your career in the middle of a pandemic.
And he's come such a long way, and he's created great content.
He creates beautiful videos. You can really see his passion and interest for video making in the work that he produces.
Great confidence, great ability to look and reflect on what you've done well and what you could do better. And that's where I see you really growing over the next few years.
I think a huge well done needs to go to Austin for the first 2 years.
So yeah, it's been an absolute pleasure working with him, and hopefully our paths will cross again in the future.
But what does the future hold for me is the biggest question of all of this, and it's sort of the purpose of this video, I guess, is A, what's been my process of getting here, and B, where do I want to go as well. I got into all this as a hobby like 9 years ago, so to be here right now is beyond any expectations. The growth in the last 2 years alone has been monumental compared to like the last 7 years all put together, and that is because I can put all of my effort into it now. What does the next 2 years hold for me? God knows, but if I wanted to throw some ideas out there, well, I'd love a degree in something creative like this. If it's video, if it's graphics, whatever it is, it'd be amazing to have. It would just be that final milestone for me, just to say that I've done it. I know I can bring more to the business. My content and style is always on the rise. I'm always constantly pushing myself to improve. Whatever I can bring to the business with that sense, it just takes me being asked. What I can create in-house for you is quicker and cheaper than going external. Like whether that's a quick interview with someone, a few graphics here and there, or a full promo video for something. I'd love to get around the business some more, whether that's taking site pictures and videos or headshots for everyone. I think there is a gap in the hub for me for a well-being either podcast or chat or just a blog where I could recommend some films and TV for people. It's nothing groundbreaking, but it gives people that switch off time that they might need. Ultimately, gaming and film is my passion. That's what I do, that's how I got into all this creative media stuff. But working here and the impact I can have on the wider business, on people's lives, on the environment, and then the values that the company holds is something that I'm so proud to be a part of. All in all, I'm willing to give anything a go and to keep learning. The freedom to create anything is something that I love and appreciate every day. And if it's something that you want to create, it just takes us to sit down and talk about it, and I'm willing to give it a go. And the reason I'm so willing to give anything a go is because of the understanding that I am still learning, and it is a learning curve for everyone. No one is the finished article. We are always picking up new bits that we can take forward into the next project or whatever it is. My 1 year video was all off my own back. It was all my words and my own creation, and even though I was asked to do this video, it is still all my own words and my own creation. No one's forcing me to say anything. Everything I've said because I wanted to, and just out of pure love for my last few years of experience here and for what I've been a part of. Being here for like the last 2 years has been amazing. Being a part of a team that values me, listens to me for my knowledge and experience, rather than just seeing me for my age, is appreciated more than I can explain. But will I be carrying on? Well, we'll just have to wait and see.